What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the show on Radio Xposed. We talk about something important today that has been going on the internet. A lot of people do this knowingly or unknowingly. So we're going to talk about this. At the end of the day, we're going to make some sense out of everything that we talk about today on the channel. Once again, I'm going to be your host. My name is Mike. And please remember to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop any video on the channel. I've done other videos that you might be interested in, so you can watch some of my old videos. Please stay with me. I'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. So what I'm trying to talk about today is very simple. When we talk about this, it goes in all angles. Most of the time we put stuff on the internet that we don't really know how it affects others. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to do something about this, or something on this topic, which is cyberbullying. When we say cyberbullying, it's nothing big. It's the action is a bit big and critical that we need to look at. But the word simply means being an online bully, somebody who posts or send mean messages, hurtful stuff, or intimidating messages to other people. And mostly these people do it anonymously. They don't really show them their faces, so they hide behind the internet and say stuff that will hurt others. That is basically what cyberbullying means. And somebody might be asking, why this topic? So I decided to do something on this topic because some weeks ago I saw a video trending on the internet about a guy from Ghana, where I come from. I'm from Ghana. Shout out to all the Ghanaians. And this guy actually is on Twitter, and what he does is he writes and posts mean stuff. So he doesn't really care who you are. You post something on your page, he will come under it, write mean stuff, hurtful stuff that will hurt you. And how it ended for him wasn't good. So I decided, I think this is something we need to really look at and advise people on it so they can refrain from it, because it's not a good act just going on the internet to insult or be mean to people. So I decided to do this today, and at the end of the day, we will get something out of it, and even if we're not doing it, we can advise others who do it to change from it. That's it. And as we move on, I'll be telling you some forms or some of the things that we do which are actually classified as cyberbullying, but we don't really know because it's a lot. Cyberbullying can come in so many ways. It comes in so many forms. You might not know what you're doing is cyberbullying, but actually it could be, because it comes in different ways. Yes, so I'm going to talk about some forms, few of them. I'm going to tell you a few of them, and then if you really find yourself in any of these, you can just back out. That's what I mean. So without wasting too much time, let me just go on. But please remember to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop any video on the channel. This is Radio Xposed, and you're with me, the host, Mike. All right, guys, so like I said earlier, there are so many things we do on the internet that could be classified as cyberbullying, but we don't really know. And I am going to go through some few forms of cyberbullying, few things that could be termed as cyberbullying. We can say catfishing is actually cyberbullying. You might not know, but it is. Trolling, which is the most common one that we know. Dissing, it is too. And we can also talk about fake profiling. That's also cyberbullying, And we can talk about outing, which is also cyberbullying. We can talk about cyber stalking, which is also cyberbullying. And ultimately, we can also say harassment. Harassment is also cyberbullying. So all these actions could be classified as cyberbullying. Now, let me take them one by one. I might not finish with all. I might not be able to talk about all. I give you the chance to do your own research outside of what I'm telling you here, so you can find more about it. Let me take it from here. Harassment. Harassment is very simple. It's just, sending mean post messages or, threatening people on the internet. And this is very dangerous because it could actually affect people mentally. You can, threaten just because you feel you are too big or anything like that. You think you can, impose your will on other people, and you harass people on the internet by text messaging them, and even going to the extent of posting them publicly on the internet. That is, trying to, impose your will or impose fear in them. You harass them like that, that could be termed as cyberbullying. This is one of the actions that we might be doing on the internet, but we wouldn't really know this is actually cyberbullying. So if you're into something like that, please refrain from it because it's not good. You don't really know what happens to the victim or the person you're trying to harass. These actions, sometimes cause suicides. There have been cases where people have been harassed on the internet and then they turned to kill themselves, which is not good. So we have to live a good life on the internet. All right, so guys, the next that I'm going to talk about is very common. A lot of people do this, which is dissing. Dissing is very simple. It's not, it simply means, posting cruel, harmful, hurtful, embarrassing things about somebody just to, tarnish their image, damage their reputation, break their friendship with others, just destroy them on the internet. And sometimes people go to the extent of posting pictures about these people that are embarrassing, that destroys them. You can actually make somebody lose their job. Somebody loses his job just because you diss the person online. These are actions that we don't need to do on the internet. So dissing is also a form of cyber bullying. If you're into something like this, you better put a stop to it. It's in no way a healthy behavior on the internet. The internet is a good place that could be used for so many positive things. Why do you tend to stick to the negatives? This is what we need to eradicate from the system. All right, so that's what I'm talking about. This that I'm talking about is dissing. If you're into dissing, you better stop. You don't have to be posting mean stuff or just to tarnish somebody's image on the internet, destroy their profile, their how do you call it? Their reputation. Respected people, you just go online and diss them for no reason. Really? These are stuff that we don't really need to do. So this is dissing, and dissing is also a form of. Moving on, the next that I'm going to talk about is trickery or tricking. It's just about befriending somebody to gain their trust, right? And then things happen as you become friends. Things happen, things that should be kept private, but you decide to go public with them. You trick them to gain their trust. After gaining their trust, you decide to embarrass them publicly by posting secretive stuff that could be embarrassing or that could tarnish their image in a way. So you decide to post this stuff on the internet with the aim of embarrassing them. That is called trickery. This is also termed to be a cyber bully. All right, so the next one that I'm going to talk about is called trolling. Trolling is just deliberate act. People just deliberately do this on the internet just to get a response and then move on to do what they want to say. They can just go on to insult you, just say mean stuff about you, just, disgrace you, publicly embarrass you. So all these are actions that contribute to the act of cyberbullying. If you are a troll on the internet, you better put a stop to it. Now, what I want to talk about right now, or what I want to tell you right now is, in all these things that I've talked about, one thing you should know is when you go on to do this stuff on the internet, it creates a path for you personally, in a sense that you become known to be a cyber bully. Who loves a cyber bully? Who would associate with a cyber bully? So these actions that we do on the internet actually creates a path for us. In the future, we might bear consequences of. So we better put a stop to it and actually know that everything we do on the internet stays. On the other side, your victims could go through so many abnormalities in life. One, it can torment them. Two, they can become mentally unstable. Three, some people even go to the extent of committing suicide. Like I said earlier, imagine somebody committing suicide because of you or because of what you did to them on the internet. It's not good. So we really need to put a stop to it. If you have any friend who is into these acts, you better advise them. If you are personally into it, please put a stop to it. Let's have a healthy life on the internet. Let's live on the internet in a peaceful and harmonious manner. And like I said, there's this guy that I want to share a video of him with you guys. So this guy trolls a lot of people on the internet, and he met his victims on a show. I'm going to play a video of this guy and share with you some of his posts so you get to know what this guy has been doing over the years. And you tell me, is it a good act or it's a bad one?
Cool show. welcome to another edition of
Has a blog
Right
in
Fact. So I don't think I'll be.
You write
You write
facts.
facts.
When you write this, hey Sewa, we know what you've been up to in this country. What do you know?
Where did you pick that from?
That is your Twitter page.
Okay,
That
Twitter is our agenda.
What's the agenda? So in other words, it's about fooling and saying stupid things that is meant to tarnish someone else's image. What's this factual about what you've written about Sewa?
I mean, Twitter is a different world, you know.
How? Twitter.
get that right. You can't even spell am I. You can't even spell it. Yet you think you can sit behind a phone and write crap on Twitter about people. Simple am I. You can't spell it. But that's not the point. You question people's relevance. How relevant do you think you are? Because I've seen tweets of you rubbishing Lydia Forson too.
I need to get the source of. I mean,
It's
your phone. Your phone is in your pocket.
Your phone is in your pocket.
So you said you deal
my phone
with
is
facts.
off.
Yes.
Your
No,
phone-
even wrote just on October saying that the 4.5k issue that person is paid more than you at GH1 TV.
Do you know my
I
salary?
mean, like, how did you know?
that's why I'm telling you that what you see on Twitter is different from.
When you sit on Twitter and you write utter nonsense about people. You've said horrible things about me, Sewa, Lydia Forson, Bridget, other people on your Twitter. Here I am. Say it to my face.
Why should I?
Wwhy shouldn't
Why
you?
shouldn't you?
Because Twitter is not real life.
I have always said that people who bully people, when they see them, they can't even talk.
You can't even.
You are a
you
very
can't even
clear
express-
example of
You
those people.
can't. If you sit on Twitter and you say that it's a different life, and you can insult Lydia Forson that you haven't met before, and if you meet her, you will go shush.
In
You
fact, you
can't
can't
speak
even say
like
that.
right now.
Because it looks like when you meet real human beings, you can't
can't
express
speak.
yourself.
You can know you go back on Twitter and write
And
crap.
yes.
Go ahead. I don't
At least.
care. But the thing is, you couldn't say it to my.
Alright guys, so these are some of the things that he's been doing on the internet, and this is how it ended up. He ends up meeting his victims, and then it turns to humiliation. Meanwhile, this guy was going for an audition, so the audition turns to humiliation. Some people are saying with how these three ladies responded or harassed or embarrassed on the show, they are actually saying they did wrong. And others are of the view that what happened to the guy should happen so it could serve as a caution to others who are into this act. Now, moving forward, what are you going to do on the internet? How are you going to use the internet? Are you going to use the internet in such a negative way, or you are going to use the internet in a very positive way? That's my question to you. Guys, I'm not going to take too much of your time. I'll just end here by saying live a harmonious life on the internet. Everything you do on the internet today is still on the internet and waiting for you in the future. So it might come back to you in a way that you might not like. It might not be palatable to you. So why don't you just do the positive on the internet now, and then you have, a very happy ending. That's what I'm going to say. I'm Mike. I've been your host today, and once again, this is Radio Xposed. Remember to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop any video. Until we meet again, peace. I'm out.